Nothing escapes the mind. Do you remember the time you was doing good? Do you remember the time you was doing bad? Do you remember the time you was working out? Do you remember the time you was going to work? Do you remember the time you was lifting weights? Do you remember the time you had your first date? Do you remember the time when you hit the lotto? Do you remember the time when you had a lot of money? Do you remember the time when you was shining? Do you remember the time when you was grinding? Do you remember the time? Nothing escapes the mind. The mind is designed to remember. The mind is designed to remember. Nothing escapes the mind. Do you remember December when you was doing fine, when you was on the grind all the time? Nothing escapes the mind. Just think back and remember and rewind. Nothing escapes your mind. Just tell yourself that you're doing fine. Remember the time you had good wealth. Remember the time that you had good health. Remember the time you was doing good when you was by yourself. Remember the time you was working out. Remember the time when you got hurt. Remember the time when you played football on the dirt. Nothing escapes the mind, so rewind. Nothing escapes the mind, so rewind it. Must I remind it? Peace.